Hi guys, what's up? My name is Andy or Andrew, whichever you prefer, and today we will be looking at a brand new series that I will start today. This is going to be known as the Call of Duty Zombies gameplay experience. So essentially, we're going to be going through as many Treyarch maps as I can, as I don't own every single one. Black Ops 3, I'm looking at you, but I do have all of Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, and Black Ops 4. I mean, you can kind of say I have all the maps because I have the World at War maps on Black Ops 1. Either way, they're more or less the same maps, just with different weapons and slightly different engines, sorry. And, yeah, so without further ado, let's get right into our first map we'll be looking at, Untoten. Just before we begin, let's talk about the definition of gameplay experience. What will that entail? Well, looking at the gameplay experience, it has nothing to do with storyline. It's basically starting the map and seeing what you are offered in the gameplay. Is there any innovation to it, creativity? Maybe there's a spooky factor to it, or scare factor, whatever you prefer to call it. I find spooky a little bit more comedic, so I'll go with that. But if you guys want to refer to it as anything else, by all means, it's your decision. So now let's truly take a look at what Untoten is and how it stands with the other maps today. For each gameplay experience video, we'll be looking at 6 things: how innovative it was, the creativity behind it, the visual/theme it portrays, the difficulty, the cons, and a final rating out of 10. With the rating, I want to keep it simple and keep it to whole numbers, only using 0.5s and whatnot if we really need to. Otherwise, I want to keep this as simple as possible so it's easy for everyone to digest and understand where it sits in my eyes. So taking a look at what Untoten has to offer in terms of innovation, it's an entire mode. It's a brand new mode, and it's Call of Duty Zombies, or at the time, Nazi Zombies. Innovation can't really be maximized here any more than it already has. I mean, it's bringing an entire new game mode, and the only thing that Untoten had a say in is whether it'd be the first map or not. Fortunately, it is, and it kicked off an amazing third game mode for Treyarch to be working on 12 years later in current Call of Duty. I can't really say much more about innovation aside from it bringing zombies to life. Good job, Untoten. Next thing we'll be looking at is creativity. Now, it's kind of in a similar boat to innovation in a sense where it's something brand new, it's something that nobody's seen before. Therefore, it's just kind of interpreted as it is. Because it's brand new, it's automatically maximized as something creative. We've never seen a game that is Call of Duty Zombies. We've never seen anything like it. This is completely out of the blue, and it was received very well. Therefore, creativity is pretty high up there. Again, responsible for Untoten bringing Call of Duty Zombies to life. Alright, now looking at the visuals of Untoten, does its theme fit the map well? I would say it does. It gives us this feeling of isolation and loneliness. We're in the middle of these foggy woods with only zombies coming to get us. We're in this abandoned, grayish, destroyed shack, completely abandoned and on our own. That is the perfect way to start a zombies map. You're supposed to make the player feel like survival's going to be a struggle, and in Untoten, that it is. Speaking of struggle, that takes us to our next concept. Alright, so, looking at difficulty of Untoten. Does the difficulty fit the map well? Is it meant to be difficult but is easy? Let's take a look. Untoten, due to the visuals and theme that it gives to us, is clearly meant to be not the easiest thing of your life. And it isn't. Without any perks or super powerful mystery box weapons, aside from maybe the ray gun, arguably, you're in a pretty deep situation, and it's gonna last endlessly, no matter how much progress you make. But is that difficulty necessarily good? For a first zombies map, if you're gonna die before round 10, it can be a little bit off-putting because of that. But overall, I would say the difficulty pairs up with Untoten well. Alright, we'll be looking at 3 total cons of Untoten here, okay? Some bigger than others, let's just go through them. First con, as I mentioned before, is the difficulty can be off-putting depending on who you are. If you're somebody who's dedicated to trying to get good at zombies, but no matter what you do, you can't get a grasp at it, you're probably going to be put off, and that's not necessarily your fault. Untoten is not an easy map, even today. Maybe Black Ops 3 is easy because you can get your perkaholics and whatnot, but Black Ops 1 and World at War Untoten are not that easy. So it can be off-putting, although I'm not willing to take an entire chunk of numbers away from Untoten's overall rating score, I guess you could call it that, because it's the first map. It's experimental. I can't put a shotgun to it and just blow it in the face, because that's just unfair. Anyway, on to the next con, which would be just a boring theme it brings. Now, I get it. The theme fits the map well, but it doesn't mean it's always going to be fun to look at gray while you're slaying zombies, or at least attempting to, depending on how good or bad you are at the game. It's a great theme, but boring to look at. It makes sense, therefore, it's not the worst thing in the world. I'm not going to take a chunk of its score out either. Same thing with the difficulty. It's experimental, so leniency is quite doable here. Looking at the last thing, it's just its simplicity. Now again, first map, yes, I get it, but we're already being lenient here. It doesn't have much to offer. It has a mystery box, some wall weapons, and maybe meal kick if you're playing Black Ops 1. Otherwise, it's gonna get boring, just to constantly play the same simple stuff over and over. So therefore, Untoten, great idea, you know, good theme, not great theme, good theme, great creativity, mediocre difficulty, and a little bit of cons. So next thing we'll be looking at is its overall rating. So if you're wondering what my rating score for Untoten is, I'll give it to you and explain why, just briefly. So Untoten has achieved a score in my books of 7 out of 10. It brought great ideas to the table, but due to some of its cons, it's going to take away from that because it's a simple map, it's going to get boring after a while, the visuals are going to get boring after a while, and the difficulty can be off-putting. Therefore, 7 out of 10, I think, is a pretty fair score. And for the first map, it still hit good. It didn't hit amazingly, it didn't give me a home run, but it gave me a triple. You know what I mean? It did well. Good job, Untoten. Good first map. So, I think that'll conclude this video. If you guys enjoyed, please slap the crap out of that like button and subscribe if you please. Comment down what you guys think of my concepts and how this is set up and whether you guys enjoy them or not. Thank you for watching. This has been Andrew. Have a good day.